is the first year now that we have split into our two groups. The band to my right is our concert band, and to my left is our symphonic band. If you're on your program, symphonic, the concert band is going to go first. The reason for this concert in March is to give us the opportunity to play more music than what we would normally do with just having one concert in the spring at the Bandorama when we're all together. And it just gives us an opportunity. So far we have been involved with marching season and wagon trails and basketball band. We had a time to throw in a few numbers for the Christmas program, but we don't have a lot of time to explore the symphonic end of the music, the concert music, the fine literature available. And this is why we decided to go with our March concert in order to give us a chance and opportunity to play more of this music and have the kids have the opportunity to be exposed to it. We had hoped last week to have additional rehearsal time, but when we scheduled all of the dates, didn't realize at that point we didn't have the choir tour on the calendar because it's hard to schedule them that far in advance. They were gone last week, so we have missed like 4 days of rehearsal with the people that have been gone in Florida. We canceled our rehearsal last Wednesday after school, and not that I'm making excuses, and I hopefully don't have to, but we're not probably as confident tonight as we would like to be because of those reasons. So, and hopefully you won't even notice or tell anything, be able to tell a difference, but I did want to at least let you know that if I had it over to do again, I would have probably waited a week before we did this to give us a little bit more time. With all excuses made, I guess, so far, we'll turn it over to Ms. Fanning and the concert band. We also use this concert to showcase and spotlight some of our solos and ensembles, which we have just about a month ago finished with the state competition. We always try to put a couple of these on that have done well. And our first group here is our trumpet quartet. And I was very excited to be able to put them on this year because for the most part, the last couple of years we have had lots of participants in solo and ensemble. Not a lot of ensembles, especially brass ensembles. Usually a few solos with the brass, a lot of percussion, a lot of woodwinds. And I am just pleased this year that they decided to do this. And not only did they do it, we entered into Group 1 and they got first at district and a 9-point first at state. And I'm very pleased. And I can't remember the last time that we had a trumpet quartet go to district, let alone qualify for state and then get a first at state. So I'm very proud to present our trumpet quartet to you this time. thing about that is that 2 of them are freshmen and 2 of them are sophomores. They did it so early so that we look for them to do this every year now for the next 2 years. Repeat performances. Our next performance here is Russian Sailor's Dance, and is conducted by Melissa Hardwick. Melissa's been with us now since the beginning of the second semester. She's from Ball State, and she's also from Avon High School, close by. We won't hold that against her. We've told that to everybody else so far, so why not to this group, right? And she has just done a wonderful job with this. She is just here all the time and helpful and doing all the things, and especially during solo and ensemble contests. I'm not sure how we would have got it done with all the snow days and everything else. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce Melissa Hardwick as she conducts the concert band. second movement of the first number. get a chance to showcase another one of our soloists. This case, I'm already missing him because he's a senior. He's one of our drum majors. Fantastic player. Not only a fantastic player, but just a great person. And he's smart, too, because he's the valedictorian of the class. On top of everything else, he found time to study. So, got done. And after you hear him play a solo, I think you'll agree with the judges on why he got it first. ensemble concert. It's the Thursday we get back from spring break. We are going to have both of our jazz bands here at the high school, plus Paul Hanley Jazz Band. So last year was the first year for that, and it was great, and I think this year is even going to be better. So we'd like to invite all of you there. Students all get a lot of extra credit, too, if they come to that, as well those that are not participating. So that's coming up. We also have our percussion concert, and the date has been changed on that. We haven't publicized it yet because it just happened, but we are going to put that off in May to give us a little more time as far as preparation goes with New York trip coming up and everything else. We were just kind of trying to figure out where to fit everything in, and we'll just be looking for your newsletters as far as change of date on that one. And finally, something new that's coming up for the first time, too, this year is at this end of May, we are going to have recitals for any of the students that are interested. We have a lot of the students studying privately, and after solo and ensemble contest is over with, they haven't had a chance to really have a lot of, they work on their music here and other things, but they don't have any programs. So what we've decided to do this year is to have a recital at the end of May for all of our students that are studying privately, and we've also opened it up to the students that are not studying, and again, to get extra credit towards the awards banquet coming up after our Bandorama and, of course, the trip to New York. So with all of the announcements, let's turn it over to Ms. Hardwick again for Cajun folk songs. get into our last number, I'd like to put in one more plug too. This Saturday, this is something new this year, our percussion section is entered contest sponsored by the Indiana Percussion Association, which is a brand new association, kind of like what the Color Guard has done with Winter Guard after marching season's over with. And it's the first year for it. We've been at one contest a couple weeks ago, and at that contest we won by 5 or 6 points very well. We're coming up to the state finals competition Saturday at Avon, so we wish them good luck as they prepare for that. And on behalf of Ms. Fanning, myself, and Ms. Hardwick, we thank you for coming this evening. We hope you've enjoyed it. It's nice for us to be in here because we don't have to go very far and move all the equipment down to the auditorium, bring it all back again. It's just kind of just do it, warm up in there, and come back. The unfortunate thing for you is it's not nearly as comfortable. So we try to keep it to under an hour, and I think we're going to do that. So here's our last number. down, if you